Welcome. This is Crime Queen, and if you're joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile. Hence, we say the crimson light is life. So, the crimson light is our journey to actualizing self full love. This is where we come alive with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. On this journey, we are having fun and lots of fun. We're learning how to actualize self full love. Okay, so we have gone back to kindergarten stage to want to get in a clearer perspective about actualizing self-full love. Of course, with the belief that we were created in God's image and likeness, and Christ came to die for us, redeem us from all sins. And so, to understanding what that sacrifice, that sacrificial act really meant, or the full essence of it, it is essential that we look at what the essence of what we believe to be qualifying us for someone having to die for us. Basically, I'm believing that to do that is to really examine, our formative teaching, really going back to the things that we have learned. So by the way, this is Eve. If you are new to this channel, Eve as in Adam and Eve. Of course, with pursuing this teaching, we have also it's also with emphasis to opening our third eye, because we do understand now through numerology that's what happened with Adam and Eve. They opened their third eye. And of course, I'm very delighted to realizing that, because having my third eye open as well, now I'm understanding the relationship much better. It's as if I had had issues with my mother, and I've gone back to saying, okay, you was right. I didn't realize that you went through all of this tough time on my behalf, that there were people who misunderstood your behavior, or people who I had not quite got it, and I had learned something differently. So I am appreciative of that right now. It's that cycle that we go through. And perhaps too, parents, protect us in what we learn, because they think, well, we are not quite ready. Now, take for instance something like opening your third eye or having a kundalini. It's really not something to just joke with. You need to be ready to see. You need to be ready to have this done. Some people are going through a long process in ensuring that they are ready to see, because when you do see, you have added responsibility. That's another thing. You become super sensitive. Your world is not the same. You can't revert back to what you was. No, you cannot, because it's like you went to a new place and you saw all these wonderful things. Can you really forget them when you go back home? No, you do not. So that's what it is. By the way, talking of eyes opening, of course, there was an eye symbol here. It still is. But I love this. This has happened for the second time I have observed on these presentations, that opening here seemed to have been without knowing how it came about. So I believe when this happens in a presentation, that something miraculous is happening, whether it is with myself or someone who is seeing the presentation. And it's as if it is giving an understanding. It's a symbolic message that yes, someone is receptive to having the third eye opening. That is wonderful. And I am thanking you for watching and listening and embracing this. and I'm sure that not everyone is readily receptive to this, but those of you who are, I am still thankful. And those of you who are not, it's still okay, because not everything we learn that we put into practice straight away. And I do experience that, or I have experienced that for myself. So that is fine. I'm just still thanking you for, being with us and watching. Okay, so we are going with features to actualizing self-love. Features to actualizing self-love. We are actually taking out, looking at physical features of ourselves. We have looked at the head, we have looked at hair, we have looked at um, eye, and so now we are going to look at ears or air. Let's look at air first, because the scripture always goes on. Ye who have air, as to hair, let him hair, or as. Yeah, we could look at that, because I think that that is very important. So if we were, again, I like to say that again, because the word again is meaning that there is another gain, again. And so I like to say that. So when we look at this, we could see that the word as, for instance, has the letter A in the middle. Now that's another thing that I'm going to explore with words of heart and so on. But let's just keep this. So we have S. Let's look at EARS. Now I also like this already in that sense. It's giving an indication that we can go through the R meaning our hair, inland revenue, which equals 9 hair, and it takes us straight into that S. That RS, I have done this before, RS seem to have a relationship that a cycle, RS, which reminds me of the word arrest, like when one arrests, a policeman arrests someone, and it's that, as if, but there's a relationship there. It's like a cycle is happening there. And you can imagine, if you see this, you could imagine the S is going to the R here, that there's it's like a pattern. So you could see from these 2 points here that there is not really a separateness. It's just a function is taking place here. But the two are really doing a cycle. We could see that here. So how 9 becomes 1 again. It's it's like a boat, or it's really interesting. It's an interesting symbol. So we see the S comes into the R, and the S, it's bowing over, it's ready to come over back to the R. So, and that becomes 10, because there we see the number 10 is a new cycle. Number 10 is offering, it offers the function or the characteristics of, just got to take this off here. Yeah. So it's offering the characteristics of what is about to burst, what is about to birth, So that is really interesting. I find that quite delicious, to be very honest. Okay, so let's do the numerical value for S. Of course, we all like S. Yeah, this is what helps us. So 5 and 1 and 9. Let's get rid of that 0 here. I like this 3 numbers actually. They are very personal to me too. Okay, so 5, 1 and 9. So that's 9 and 1, 10, 10 and 5, 15. Now 15 is, that's the number, and it's perhaps no wonder we get this. Ye who have ears to hear, let him hear. This is in the teaching of Christ. And that takes us the number 15. It's 5, 10 and 15. All of these have that numerical value of 5. 5, 10, 15. But when we add 1 and 5 together, we get the number 7. So we get the number 6. 5 and 1 is 6. Okay, so we get number 6, which transpires here. So we see 6 is here. Of course, we have these 369, 369, 369. One of these days, we are going to get the full essence of that 369. Of course, we see how it happens. They are numerical values, but isn't it just saying something more than what it's saying something more. These 3 blocks of 369. Okay, and if we added 369 together, I think we get 666, which is the number that we are told, or a lot of people are running away from, because it's meant to be evil. So here we are. That's 15, 16, 17, 18. No, we get 999. 999. But there was something that I did, and I did get 666. Perhaps it's adding these here. Let's just do that quickly. So 1 and 2 is 3, 3 and 3 is 6. So we have that 6 here. So this is meant to be 4. 4 and 5 is 9. 9 and 6 is 15. So that would be 6. Let's take that 6 here. And 7, so we just count this as 3 8s, because I mentally do that. I take that 1 and put it on here on the 7, and I say 3 8, so 24. So 2 and 4. So this is the 666. Now I am believing that this 666 here, is it really meant to be something so frightening that it derives from the numbers that we are? 1 to 3, then we have 4 to 6, 1 to 3, and 4 to 6. That's correct. From developmental stage, that takes us into the Fox City. Let's call it Fox City. And then from Gypsy Journey to Inland Revenue. Is this 666 what it has been made out to be? But then again, it could be, because we have been putting meanings to things. So perhaps there has been enough energy that has been invested in that scary 666. Perhaps. But there are other ways of looking at things, and it depends on where we are at, our standpoint, that we see and make meanings of things, of course. All right. So there we are. We have look at as. So we see the word as now. So we see as. So this is 9 and 1, 10, 10 and 5, 15. We have done that. 5 and 1 is 6. So we see how 6 comes about. So the numbers basically we have been getting in essence is 6 and 9. Apart from 8 that we have had for opening the third eye. But if we have eyes, like in Adam and Eve, then this is 9 as well. So we have hair is 9. A hair in location is also 9. We have as now, which is 6. We have what else did we have? So we had head as well, which is also 9. So we are seeing a pattern is developing here. Now let's move on. So let's just close this one first, and then we'll look at other features. We are calling it features to actualizing self-full love. We are becoming familiarized. We are familiarizing ourselves. We are becoming familiar with who we are. We are becoming familiar with that likeness, that image that we were created in, God's. Okay, thank you for watching. If you like this presentation, click the like button and share, because this is how we do it. We share to actualizing self-full love. Okay, in the meantime, be blissful, be a field, of course, that's the field, the treasure, where we hide that treasure. Be a field and be bright and stay ignited. Namaste. And spill over with love.